It is video 10 of this 10-part series on perma-creativity, creating the way that nature creates. Now we have finally arrived at evaluate, creatively using and responding to change. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. I have learned so much just from the feedback that I've gotten from you on these videos. I love seeing the way that these two communities, my Creative Flow community and the permaculture community, are starting to interact and collaborate. It is so gorgeous, and I look forward to wonderful things coming from that space in the future. Change, my friends. It is the only constant here on Earth, and thank goodness for that. Change is what makes newness possible. Everything is just a transition, a conversion of energy, one possibility into another. But growth must be balanced. It must be holistic. It must be deliberate. Endless expansion for the sake of endless expansion is not only unsustainable, it is the hallmark of disease. That's how a virus operates. Replicate, replicate, replicate. That's a cancer. That is not something we want for ourselves. That's the hallmark of an ecosystem in decline, an ecosystem that is sick. Our societal obsession with more, it's rooted in a scarcity mindset, the fear that there's not enough, that there will not be enough, that there will never be enough. Permaculture and creative flow are rooted in the opposite of that scarcity mindset, abundance. The principle that there is always enough, as long as we are willing to share. The process will provide. You just have to keep showing up patiently, surrendering the outcome, and following these principles. When we stop striving, we start thriving. When we joyfully partner with nature, we flow through our cyclical process again and again with ease and enjoyment, 8 by 8, principle by principle, moon by moon, season by season. At the end of each cycle, I highly recommend that you look back and evaluate. Find one thing to celebrate. What went well? One thing to iterate. What will you do differently next time? And one way to integrate that learning into your routine. Basically, how are you going to, what microshift are you going to make? Teeny little change to your general routine, to the way that you do things more generally. This will assure that you keep doing the things that are working for you and stop doing the things that don't work for you. Even if they work for somebody else, even if everybody raves about them, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work, period. And if it works for you, it works. You don't need an explanation, and you don't need to explain to yourself to anyone. If it works for you, it works. Keep doing it. Observe. Interact. Observe. Microshift by microshift, this is how we evolve our process, improve our yield, and manifest our dreams into regenerative realities. Realities that continuously create holistic value for ourselves and for the people that we care about most. That's not just creativity. That's perma-creativity. Creative flow unleashed. Thank you so much for joining me on this 10-part journey. If any of this has resonated with you, I want to hear about it. Please leave a comment. Reach out to me directly. Come into my circle. I've got this place called the Innovators Guild where we talk about this stuff all the time. I would love to have you there. I also highly encourage you to come to the Creative Flow Co-working Club where you can talk to me in person. Well, on Zoom in person. And talk about what's going on with you. What's your project? What are you blocked on? How can I help you get your creative flow flowing? How can you stay accountable to showing up for that process week after week in a supportive community? If you are in a neighborhood and you would like that neighborhood to be a community, if you would like to start sharing resources with that community, doing regenerative projects within that community, I would love to do what I call a community design gathering with you. Please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Flow onward, my friends. Flow onward.